Good morning, grade 8. Last class, we have learned about cell theory, discovery of the cell. Who discovered cell? Robert Hooke in the year of 1665. And what is the variation in cell number, shape and size? And we have learned about shape of the cell and cell size also. Now in this class, we are going to learn about the parts of a cell. Okay, we are in your syllabus, two things was given. One is plant cell and another is animal cell. So we want to learn about the plant cell structure and its parts and animal cell structure and its parts. Okay, first I will show you the plant cell and animal cell. Afterwards I will explain the parts of the plant cell and animal cell. Now look at the slide. Wait children, Okay, this is the structure of plant cell children. This is the structure of plant cell. Imagine whatever the plant, the small unit of the plant is cell. What is cell? The small unit of the organism is, or basic unit of the organism is cell. So now we are going to learn about the typical plant cell. Okay. So imagine all kinds of plants, they will contains the basic structure of cell in it. So we are going to learn the basic unit of plant. What is basic unit of plant? Cell. Now look at the picture. Okay. Here I'll explain one by one. Normally the plant cell always rigid in shape. It will be like a square shape or it will be like a polygonal shape. So whatever the shape, it is very rigid. Why we are called it as rigid means because it will possess a first part cell wall. So what is cell wall? The outer layer of the cell is called cell wall. You please write it children. The outer layer of the cell is made up of cell wall. Okay. The outer layer of cell is called cell wall. What is the cell wall is made up of? Cell wall is made up of cellulose. C-E-L-L-U-L-O-S-E. Okay, cellulose. Please write and keep in your notebook. Take and draw the diagram. The diagram was given in your NCERT book also, but it is not that much detail. Better you can draw this diagram and you can label the parts. Along with the labeling, you can write the important points there even, and you will be thorough with the plant cell. So what is a plant cell? Cell is made up of a cell. A cell is surrounded by the outer layer of the cell is cell wall, and the cell wall is made up of cellulose. That is the first part. Is that clear? So cell wall is made up of what? Cellulose. What is cellulose children? Cellulose is nothing but the glucose only. Complex form of glucose only we can see in the cellulose. Is that clear? That is the first part. And second is cell membrane. Second is cell membrane. So this is the cell membrane. First is cell wall. Cell wall is made up of cellulose. One point clear. Second part, cell next to that, okay, before to the cell wall, a layer will be there that we can call it as cell membrane. Okay, the cell membrane is made up of lipid and protein. Cell membrane is made up of lipid. Okay, lipid plus protein. P-R-O-T-E-I-N. Lipid plus protein. Cell membrane is made up of lipid plus protein. Is that clear children? So cell wall is made up of what? Glucose. Cell membrane is made up of lipid and protein. And cell wall will give the protective covering for the plant cell. And cell membrane, no, the cell membrane only allows the material to get inside the cell and also material to get out from the cell. So cell membrane act as the gatekeeper. So the cell membrane only will decide what and all nutrients or water, what should come into the cell and what should get out from the cell. Everything was guarded by cell membrane. Cell membrane is made up of what? Lipid and protein. So the cell membrane will select and it will send material inside the cell. No? So we can call it as cell membrane as selectively permeable membrane. cell membrane is selectively permeable membrane. Why? Because it won't allow everything to get inside the cell. It will select and it will send. That's why we can call it as a gatekeeper of the cell. Because gatekeeper won't allow every person to get inside your house or industry or factory. The person will allow only permitted persons to get inside the school or house or industry. Like that, in plasma membrane also, in other name for cell membrane is plasma membrane. Other name for cell membrane is plasma membrane, children. PLASMA, plasma membrane. What is the other name for cell membrane? Plasma membrane. And this plasma membrane is made up of what? Lipid and protein. What is the role of plasma membrane? It will select and it will send material to get inside the cell, and that's why we can call it as gatekeeper of the cell. So if it is select and it will send means automatically we can see small pores, small opening we can see in the cell membrane. Imagine now we can see like the cell membrane, but even in that cell membrane also small holes will be there. Okay, that holes only, or we can call it as porous. And through that pores only all membrane will get inside and some of the material will get out from the cell. Is that clear, children? So now we have learned two parts. Cell wall is made up of cellulose. This cellulose will give rigidity to the cell, or we can tell it is a very strong. The cell wall only giving very strong to the cell, because plant won't move from one place to another place. No, it will be in one place only. But if a high wind and other storm or rain is coming means automatically if there is no rigidity, the plant cell wall will break. So to protect by nature even, the cell wall is made up of cellulose. So cellulose will give rigidity to the cell. So it will give a very complex protective for the cell. That is cell wall. Second is cell membrane. What is cell membrane? Other name for cell membrane is plasma membrane. And it is made up of lipid and proteins. And what is the nature of cell membrane? Selectively permeable membrane, or gatekeeper of the cell wall, gatekeeper of the cell, and it will allow only some amount of material to get in and to get out from the cell. Till now it is clear, children. So we'll move on to the next one. Okay, next one we can call it as Golgi apparatus. So this, the small flattened shack-like structures, we can call it as Golgi apparatus. So whatever I am telling, this and all parts of the cell. Okay, this and all parts of the cell, or we can call it as cell organelle. Cell organelles, or GANELLS. So whatever we are learning, now we are going to learn about different cell organelles. Cell wall and cell membrane is common, and we won't call it as cell organelle, but we are going to learn Golgi apparatus, chloroplast, everything. This and all we can call it as cell organelles. So what is the structure of Golgi apparatus? It is a flattened, like this. Just draw. This is a flattened sac-like structure. We can call it as Golgi apparatus. What it will do? The Golgi apparatus will secrete some enzymes. It will secrete some enzymes. It will secrete some enzymes. And next one, we'll move on to the next category. Chloroplast. Okay, and what is the chloroplast? Chloroplast only will give green color to the plant. So this is the structure of chloroplast. You just draw a oval shape. Inside we can see a coin-like structure, and this coin-like structure again was join. This is only we can call it as chloroplast. So this chloroplast only is very important for the plant to synthesize its own food. So what is the role of chloroplast? It will help to trap sunlight. Okay, because chlorophyll pigment is present in the chloroplast, so it helps to trap the sunlight for photosynthesis. That is the role of chloroplast. What is the role of Golgi apparatus? Golgi apparatus will secrete some enzymes. What is the role of cell membrane? It is a selectively permeable membrane. What is the role of cell wall? It will protect the cell from any external condition. Next we can see vacuole membrane. Vacuole means, now look at this, the whole structure we can call it as vacuole. Normally in plant cell we can see a big vacuole. Okay, inside vacuole some material will be there. Okay, and also water will be there, some waste also will be there. Everything will be there in the vacuole. So that is only we can call it as vacuole. So vacuoles will be bigger size in the plant cell, but it is very smaller size in the animal cell. Inside we can see very important some chemicals and also some waste material will be there, some extra water will be there in the vacuoles. Okay, is that clear, children? Next we'll come to the next one, mitochondria. Okay, this is the structure of mitochondria. You just draw oval shape. Okay, please draw like this. Okay, this is the structure of mitochondria. Like this you can draw. So this is only mitochondria, and what this mitochondria will do means, this only we have learned in lower classes now. It is a powerhouse of the cell. Here only cellular respiration would take place. So what is the role of mitochondria? Cellular respiration will take place only in the mitochondria. So it started to produce energy. So from mitochondria only we will get energy. Plants will get energy. So what is mitochondria? Powerhouse of the cell. So how you should draw the mitochondria? You want to draw two layers, outer layer and inner layer is folded like this. Inner layer is folded like this. This is the structure of mitochondria. What it will do? Cellular respiration would take place in the mitochondria. We have learned in 7th standard respiration in organisms, where external respiration, breathing, it's occur because of the lungs, and cellular respiration, it is because of the mitochondria only. So you write cellular respiration would takes place in the mitochondria. Till now you are clear, children. Next we'll move on to the next important part, cytoplasm. So what is cytoplasm means? Imagine the cell. This is your cell, and cell is filled with a fluid like substance. Okay, not a solid, a fluid like substance. That fluid only we can call it as cytoplasm. So what is cytoplasm? A fluid. Okay, fluid only we can call it as cytoplasm. In that fluid only all your cell organelles like Golgi apparatus and chloroplast and smooth endoplasmic reticulum, rough endoplasmic reticulum, everything will be embedded over there. Like how inside jelly, inside jelly, how the beads and all will be there, no? Like that, the cell organelles will be embedded over the cytoplasm. So what is cytoplasm? It is a fluid. It is a fluid. Is that clear, children? Next we'll move on to the next one. And here come to this. Here we can call it as amyloplast. Amyloplast means starch grain. Normally what the plant cell will do, it started to synthesize its own food. So food will be synthesized means more amount of food will be stored in one format. No, that is only we can call it as starch grain. Now glucose will be synthesized during photosynthesis. So the glucose should be stored in one format. No, that storage only we can call it as amyloplast. Okay, so amyloplast will store starch, What is starch, children? Starch is a complex form of glucose. We can call it as starch. Complex, many glucose. For example, many glucose when joined together, you will get a starch. So starch we can call it as polysaccharides. For example, if you eat sugar means that is a simple sugars. But if you are taking a potato, or if you are eating the other very complex form of glucose means that we can call it as a starch. So starch is also glucose only, but it is a many glucose will join together, you will get a starch. So after synthesis of glucose, that is food of the plant, and it will be stored inside the cell, that is only we can call it as starch grain, amyloplast. Next we'll move on to the next one, and here we can see center, we can see nucleus. Okay, center of the cell we can see the nucleus. So imagine this is your cell means, and this area we can call it as a nucleus. So what is nucleus? Nucleus only will contains nucleolus, and you remember nucleus, it is only will carry the chromosomes, and it will carries the information. This is only will carries informations, because this information only will help to go into the carry the information from one generation to another generations. So hero of the cell is called, what means that you want to mention as nucleus only. Hero of the cell is nucleus, because nucleus only remote control of the cell. So it only will give commands to the other cell organelles, what they should do and what the organelles should do, all the work was guided by the nucleus. So nucleus we can call it as the hero of the cell. And what this nucleus will contains mean, nucleus will contains chromosomes. Okay, chromosome, this will contain genes. Okay, this and all you will learn in your higher studies, but in your level you want to remember center part of the plant cell will contains nucleus, and the nucleus we can call it as hero of the cell. This only will give commands to the all other cell organelles like chloroplast and mitochondria and other cell organelles to do its function. Is that clear, children? That's all about the nucleus. And inner part of the nucleus we can see very dark stain, no, pink color, that we can call it as nucleolus. Okay, that we can call it as nucleolus. Nucleolus only we can see the formation of another cell organelle, ribosomes. So ribosomes is, we can call it as a cell organelle which will be produced from nucleolus. So nucleolus, it is a dark stain which we can able to see inside the nucleus. And what is the role of the nucleus? Nucleolus, what is the role of nucleolus? It should produce more ribosomes. Is that clear, children? So here I'll repeat the point for nucleus. So nucleus is the center, we can see the nucleus, and inside nucleus a dark stain like structure, that is only we can call it as nucleolus. What is the role of nucleolus? It should produce more ribosomes. That is the work of nucleolus. And what is the role of nucleus? It will give commands to the all cell organelles. That's why we can call nucleus as the hero of the cell. Is that clear, children? So next part is endoplasmic reticulum, RER. So rough endoplasmic reticulum. ER means endoplasmic reticulum. RER means rough endoplasmic reticulum. Here, children, normally if the nucleus is like that, continuation of the nucleus we can see a small sac like structure. This is only we can call it as endoplasmic reticulum. In that endoplasmic reticulum, ribosomes are attached, means that we can call it as rough endoplasmic reticulum. So rough endoplasmic reticulum contains what? Ribosomes. What is ribosomes? It is also one kind of cell organelle only. Is that clear, children? So continuation of the nucleus, there will be a flattened chain like structure. So that is only we can call it as what? Endoplasmic reticulum. In that beads will be present over there. Beads is, that is your ribosomes. If ribosome is present in the endoplasmic reticulum, that we can call it as rough endoplasmic reticulum. Suppose if ribosome is not present, now look at this, no ribosome, so we can call it as smooth endoplasmic reticulum. So what is RER? RER means rough endoplasmic reticulum. SER means smooth endoplasmic reticulum. So why we can call it as rough endoplasmic reticulum? Because ribosomes are present over the endoplasmic reticulum. That's why we can call it as rough endoplasmic reticulum. Why we are call it as smooth endoplasmic reticulum? No ribosomes on the endoplasmic reticulum. That's why we can call it as smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Is that clear, children, till now? Next we'll move on to the next one. And here ribosomes not only attached with the endoplasmic reticulum, it will be free in cytoplasm also. So that's all about the cell and its organelle. Quickly we'll review what we learned. So we are going to learn a plant cell in detail. So plant cell is a single unit of plant and it contains the following parts. Okay, first part is cell wall. It is the outer rigid layer. It will give protective to the cell. It is made up of cellulose. Second is cell membrane. It is made up of protein plus lipid, and we can call it as selectively permeable membrane or gatekeeper of the cell. It will only allow some particles to get in and get out from the cell. And Golgi apparatus, it is a flattened shaft. It started to produce some chemicals, that is we can call it as the enzymes for other function, that you will learn in your 9th standard in a detailed account. So you remember Golgi apparatus or flattened sacs. It started to produce some chemicals for its work, for its the function of the cell. And chloroplast, it is a cell organelle. it contains chlorophyll pigments to absorb sunlight for photosynthesis. And center of the cells we can see vacuole. Vacuoles will be filled with some food material, waste material, also water, everything will be filled. And we can see mitochondria, powerhouse of the cell. This only we can see cellular respiration and fluid. In that only every cell organelles will embed. That is only we can call it as cytoplasm. And amyloplast, it is a starch grain. Okay, it is a storage form of glucose. And rough endoplasmic reticulum, if ribosome is present over the endoplasmic reticulum, that we can call it as rough. If there is no ribosomes, that we can call it as smooth. And center of the cell we can call it as nucleus, hero of the cell. This only will give commands to the all other cell organelles how they should do their work. And inner to the nucleus we can see darker strain-like structure, that we can call it as nucleolus, where ribosomes will be produced. And ribosomes not only attached with the endoplasmic reticulum, it will be as free also. Is that clear, children? So that's all about today's class. Please draw the structure, label the points, what and all I gave information, no? That you write and keep near to that point even, and afternoon you want to write test in this topic. Thank you.